A deaf world is possible. And the way that I came up with this was that 2 years ago, I was traveling in Europe and looking at all the different artworks in England, France, Italy, Greece, and all over. And it really inspired me to see these different works on walls and ceilings and looking at how they would create these things without having the technology that we have available today. So when I came back, I made a proposal to do something on the blank space that was here. And as I started thinking about it, I started thinking about my trips to Europe and how I could tie that in with life here at RIT and life here at the NLC. So as I started thinking about it, I sat down and worked about a month, started doing some sketches, and proposed the idea to my boss. He liked it, and we decided to go ahead and do this. On here, you see all these hands. They have several different purposes. One is to show college life at RIT. Another reason is to show that deaf people have certain needs and certain things that are a part of their culture, whether it's interpreters or theater or different things that rely on the hands. And then you'll see there's a tiger, which is RIT's mascot. And we have the words RIT because right in the middle of RIT is NTID. So that's kind of at the crossroads here, which is in this shape. Then on the right, there are a lot of people that are standing on bricks. And the reason I chose bricks is because RIT is made of a lot of bricks. So those would be a good symbol of the college here. You see some people here, a group of them standing all on one brick. That's kind of to represent a group of people that are sort of in isolation, those that don't go out and take advantage of all the activities here. And then over here, we have a man who's dressed in black, a person who has goals, someone who has success in mind. He's ready to dress for success. Then we have a guy over here in blue with green pants. He's a technologist. He only focuses in on his major, whether it's IT or computer science or whatever, just his own major, nothing having to do with the arts or anything, RIT being a very technical school. There's a guy here with a red shirt that's falling off and holding on to a brick. And that means he is either failing college or he's transferring or he's going on an LOA or something of that sort. Then a guy over here in the red who's not looking off to the future. He's kind of looking off in his own little world. He's an undecided major. He's someone who's still thinking about what he wants to do and what he wants to study. Then there's another one over here in orange next to the brick who's changing majors. Then over here we have a woman who's dressed in black on the front there. She's a graduate. She's got her degree. She's ready to move out into the real world. You'll notice too that there's a small little cat here. That's an observer who's seeing all the different student activities. Because RIT, there's a lot of things to do here. There's a lot of activities. And the bricks here kind of come together and go off into a path. And that path is showing the different places that people come from, the different states they come from, all leading here to RIT, which then leads off into their future. Then in the buildings in the back, buildings that represent success, the doorways to success, showing that there's, RIT is a process of education that leads on to your future. There's also some futuristic types of things that, we don't necessarily have now, but they're just a kind of guess towards the future. Like right now, deaf people are a little bit behind hearing people. Well, maybe in the future they'll be able to catch up. 50 years or something, technology will allow deaf people to do anything that hearing people do. In this city, you notice there's a lot of hands and shapes, and that represents interpreters. There's also a big interpreter on a screen here in the center of town that everyone can see. And it's not like you would look at it and go, oh, that's kind of strange seeing a big interpreter, but in the future, maybe that's how things will be. Then you see a person here who's on this type of hand shape looking sled. It's almost like a car that transports him off. And you'll see one corner of the building here, there's a kind of dripping little watch. That's kind of like the surrealist Dali. He's got his watch, but I've got it with a hand representing people signing. And I see also here there's a flag. So this is my home of Malaysia, which is very similar to the American flag. The one difference being that in the US flag there are 50 stars. In my home, we have the moon with a bunch of stars symbolizing the Malaysian people. So there's my home.